We're going to go back and talk again about the water-based pre-antiquing medium. But this time, we're going to actually apply it to a finished surface of a frame. It's a way to actually get maybe a frame that's been banged up or tore up. We can maybe refurbish it. So what we're going to do is the water-based patina is what we're using because we use that, again, with our flow viscosity range of Matisse acrylic paint. And we're using the water-based with the acrylic paint because we are not using an oil-based paint here. If that was the case, we would be using the different oil antiquing patina. So I'm going to, again, I can add a little of this. It can go as little as 5% of paint film to the medium itself. But I'm just going to use this and blend till I get to a range that I want. Of course, you can use more, but I'm just actually going to get this mix that I like. And I'm using actually a raw sienna. A raw sienna or a burnt umber or a wood actually makes a great stain because what I'm trying to do is take an old silver frame and try to maybe give it a little bronze look to it. Just kind of toning it down a little bit and perhaps distressing it. Now, I can use either apply with a rag. Make sure you've cleaned the surface first to get all the dust and grease that might be on it. Take some up with your rag and you can just rub it right in there. I could splotch it on there using a rag, or if you want to use a sponge, any of those kind of techniques. But you see what it's going to do is refurbish something that was kind of maybe a useless frame and make it into something that will actually look good and maybe desirable depending on the kind of artwork that you want to place in the frame. Sponges, rags, anything like that, just dabbing it right on. And you see you can go ahead and make that kind of nice coloration on there. Now this is going to take a few hours to dry. You know, usually like 2 to 6 hours depending on the amount that you put on there. So it's very important that you put it in a place where it's not going to get smudged or bumped in anything. Most acrylics always dry, and you know it just seems like dry to a touch in about a half hour. But in this particular case, this is going to extend the open time by using this medium, so make sure you put it off to the side someplace where it's not going to get affected by somebody bumping into it or rubbing it. Now, I'm actually using a little brush here, and you see that I'm actually making a little bit thicker coating of it. You can use, again, different kinds of brushes. I'm just using the Jerry's Polar Flow 2-inch wash brush. It's one of my favorites I use for quite a bit of applications of all my artwork. But you see it makes that kind of goldy, bronzy stain, and because it's translucent due to the medium, it gives a more interesting effect than if you were just using something like a more expensive gold or silver leafing. But it's just a way to bring back a damaged or a nicked up frame back to life with just a simple application of paint. Now, you don't want to go across it like that because your streak is not going to look good. Make your streak go with the grain of the wood. I think that's important to get the most desirable effect from the results of using this product. And it's going to dry to a beautiful translucent finish. Add a little bit more there. Because it has a large open time, I can work this product over and over until I get the desired effect. If I go, oh, I want to get a little bit darker tone, not a problem. Just add right on top of what you've done already. Because you can re-streak it because it's still wet. As opposed to a lot of acrylics that will dry so quickly, then once you're done, it kind of scrumbles up and beads up. That's one thing nice about this medium, is that it extends the use almost like an oil-based paint, in that it allows the paint to actually stay open for a very long time. Now, I'm just going to get a tone here that you just can't get with anything else. And the beauty of this is there's over 80 different flow colors that you can use in conjunction. But you probably want to stick to a flow color that's going to be a transparent, because if it's a transparent as opposed to an opaque paint, I think it's going to give you a more desirable effect that you're looking for. Now I just let that sit off, and right when I come to the corners, I'm going to angle my brush and then pull it off so I don't get this kind of overlapping here. I want to smooth out those edges and corners. So this is, again, another way of using that antiquing medium to give you a super gorgeous finish and actually bring some life into a frame that you were going, I can't do anything with. So again, using the water-based antiquing patina and some flow paint of your desirable choice. Make sure it's a transparent one. You can have some wonderful frames refurbished for a very inexpensive price, and you don't have to mess with all that cleanup that has to deal with when you're using oils. That's another quick lesson. I'm Joe DiGiulio. Thanks for stopping by.